he's raised his profile a bit more. He's trying to be, show happy Harry, not miserable Harry. And I think he's done that this week. But
and it certainly was a charm offensive.
Yeah,
both for the public, for the press and the media. Here I am, and a sort of here's what you're missing, or here's what you might feel that you're missing, or here's what you could have.
Do you think?
Yes,
he always wanted that half-in, half-out deal where he could come over, work with Patridges, represent the Royals, and then almost like a part-time role, then disappear and have a lovely time in California.
What does he do in America? What does he do all day there? I mean, we saw a bit of show where he feeds his chickens. But what else? I mean, it's Meghan. It's all Meghan on television, Meghan cooking, and Meghan making jam. I mean, Harry seems to be doing nothing over there. And when he comes here, he's somebody here. He's very, he won't care what anyone, talk about all the bad things that's happened, the book and the Netflix show and Oprah Winfrey. Harry is a somebody here, and this week we've shown it. Everybody's been covering it. It's been like a massive story. It's overtaken everything.
But do you know what's interesting? I've been, as you know, working for NBC, the American network, for a long time, covering royal stories for them. So I get to see what they think of the royals through an American lens, and that's really interesting. And Harry is a bigger deal than Meghan is in the States by a long way. And I think we tend to assume that because Meghan's American, she's the star of the show, and that Harry's a sort of also ran. It's really, really not that way at all. Harry is considered the prince and the royal, and Meghan particularly now has lost quite a lot of popularity. She was popular when she first came on the stage and got married and so on. So it's been interesting seeing them, and their interest in both of them has waned, not surprisingly. But he does still have quite a lot of stardust over there.
Yeah, I think he might be getting a bit fed up with it as well. I mean, I think so.
In the land of glitz, glam, and endless headlines, one royal couple hoped to rewrite their destiny. But as the dust settles on the American dream, it's not Meghan Markle in the spotlight. It's Prince Harry doing almost nothing, yet somehow shining brighter than ever. Tonight, we uncover how the woman who once commanded attention is watching her influence slip away. Meghan came to America as the ultimate royal export, glamorous, ambitious, and ready to conquer Hollywood. With podcast deals, high-profile friends, and Netflix cameras in tow, she positioned herself as a voice for empowerment. But now, the deals are fading, the spotlight is dimming, and the audience losing interest. Meanwhile, Harry, the man once branded as lost, confused, and out of place, has found a strange kind of peace. He's not chasing headlines. He's not selling sound bites. And somehow, that silence speaks louder than all of Meghan's media moves. Recent polls and media commentary reveal a sharp shift. Meghan's approval has plummeted, while Harry's remains steady. Some say it's because Americans relate to Harry's vulnerability, his openness about loss and trauma. Others believe Meghan's polished image now feels too artificial, too self-focused. In the world of celebrity, authenticity sells, and Harry's quietly winning that race.
Do you think, I reported, I went to Wellchild, went to Nottingham, did quite a lot of, following, he'd been invited to cover, from the outside of some of the, I saw his speech in Nottingham, but every time I posted online on Instagram or Twitter or X as it's called now, I had a lot of people saying, why are you reporting on this guy? We all need to report on William and Catherine, which we'll speak about in a bit. But why are you reporting on this guy? Is the public apathy? Yes, there was a lot of media attention, but do you think the public have bought into this royal trip that Harry's done?
I think, like so much of social media and current affairs and politics now, things are very, very tribal. And, we know, because, I've certainly been at the sharp end of it, there is a Sussex squad who adore Harry and Meghan and will always defend them. And there is, a William and Catherine team cheerleading them, and it really is sort of two tribes, and they don't. So you will have got a lot of criticism from the William and Catherine tribe saying, why are you talking about Harry? But equally, there are people who are on the Sussex's side who will have been pleased that you were reporting it, but they just might not have been the sort of, the tribal keyboard warriors in the same way.
But I went to Nottingham, they had advertised this event was taking place, and I've got to admit, there was not a huge crowd there.
Yeah,
like, we're talking about public apathy, whether it's us that have just got excited about Harry's visit, and whether you know, you're talking about the hard to reach people. We're talking about that poll. I just wonder if people just kind of shrugged and thought, oh well, Harry's over. Is it just the royal observers like us that are interested?
I mean, all he comes over to attend a court case, isn't he? He's suing somebody or other. So, you know, it makes a change where he's coming over doing something that people want to see. Well, I wanted to see it anyway. I wanted to see certainly Well Child, because that is such an important charity of his.
Do you think he'll do this again?
I think so, yeah. I think why not? I mean, it seems to have gone very well this week for him.
Depends how many more millions he's got shoved down the back of the sofa. He can donate next time.
I'd love to see him bring his children over. I really would. I mean, I like to see the children. No one ever seen what they look like. You know, when you see the backs of their heads and their toes and things. It'd be nice to see them, and they should be playing with their cousins up at Balmoral. You know, that's what they should be doing, not stuck down there in Montecito. Oh God, what a miserable life for them.
I think it looks rather idyllic, the life, don't you think?
Well, you know, I don't know. They're doing all right, but, you know, we never see them. We don't know. They're prince and a princess now, and they're probably in line to the throne somewhere, and that's a number some down the... But, you know, we don't see them. We don't know what they look like, and they don't know any of their family. If their family in England, they don't know any of them.
Insiders claim Meghan's drive to be seen as influential has alienated her from the very audience she hoped to inspire. The charity speeches, the glam events, the perfectly curated brand. It all feels more like marketing than meaning. And in that gap, Harry has become the accidental hero of their story. Every photo shoot, every public statement now faces scrutiny. Meghan's charm once dazzled, but now, every word feels rehearsed, every gesture staged. In contrast, Harry's rare, genuine moments, whether talking about Invictus Games or fatherhood, resonate deeply. The man doing less is connecting more. Perhaps this was never about who worked harder, but who stayed real. In a world where image rules everything, Harry's simplicity has become his strength, while Meghan's strategy may be her undoing. The roles have reversed, and America has spoken, sometimes. Doing nothing at all says everything.
Yeah, and particularly their grandfather, who is in his 70s with cancer. You know,
and
can't forget that.
You know, and I just think that's disgusting. You know, I think it should bring them over, let them enjoy and see their cousins, let them just have a normal life like that everybody has.
Well, the point is, it's only Harry that comes over. I mean, he said he doesn't want to bring Meghan over because I don't think it's only Harry.
She wants to come over. If she wanted to come, she'd come, don't worry. She'd do exactly what she wants.
He is still adamant, as you said, that he won't bring them because of security cases. And obviously that's one of the official reasons why the King felt that this meeting could go ahead this week, because that court case, he lost his appeal about his security, so it's over. And we know, you will have gone over this 100 times, but the official line was the King didn't feel that he could intervene or even see Harry whilst Harry was at legal war with the King's government. You know, that is a very difficult constitutional place to be in for the King, and he felt that he couldn't find a path that wasn't uncomfortable, so he just had to not see Harry until it's over. So that's another official reason why the timing was now rather than a few months ago, because obviously we know that Harry's been over 3 times where he failed to see the King, but this was the 4th time lucky.
It'd be interesting to see if and when he comes back over again.
Yeah, exactly, because if
whether there'll be a nice little walk in the park, or there'll be a little engagement together, or is it just going to be a cup of tea and a little chat, see what the next steps will be.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be working on that behind the scenes.
No, on the final day, when he was in England, I think on Thursday, his spokesman did issue a statement, but he gave a little comment to the press. And I'll say what he said. He said, asked, has Harry enjoyed his trip? And he said, he's obviously loved being back in the UK, catching up with friends, colleagues, and just generally being able to support the incredible work of the causes that mean so much to him. So Harry now loves being back in the UK.
Yeah.
Well, there have been lots of rumours, haven't they, that he was missing the UK, that he was missing his friends, particularly. As far as the family's concerned, he only really keeps up with the cousins, isn't it? Eugenie and Beatrice. So I think that stands to reason. And Arthur's saying life must be miserable in Montecito. I suspect it's not miserable, and they're very, very comfortable. But you would miss your friends if you're in, if you're abroad and away from your sort of nearest and dearest. So, yeah, I think that makes sense. Whether or not the stories of big rifts with his old school friends and his old military friends are true, I don't know, but it stands to reason.
Well, he was surrounded by old friends. We talk about Wellchild, the job in Nottingham. He'd been there 2 or 3 times.
Invictus,
I think,
of course, which is a big passion.
Yeah, so it was all old friends that he came to see.
Yeah, and things that things he's been, he's worked hard for. Invictus, I mean, that's something he started, and carry on with that. And I think he really cares about these charities so much, and I think he'll keep coming. And I think Harry is just brilliant with young people, and I think nothing's going to change that way, Matt. He come when he wants and do what he wants, as he always does.
And you can see that from the donations, not just the Children in Aid, but then Archwell made a $500,000 donation to 3 different charities that are all concerned with children, particularly amputees in Gaza, the World Health Organization. So it's very, very clear that Harry's 2 things are injured military and children and teenagers, and he's sort of sticking to those to those 2 groups, which I think is very sensible because it gives him an identity.